Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
Hello and welcome to Countryside here on Manx Radio. I'm Simon Clark.
And I'm Kirree. At the weekend, I popped into a hospitality business with a difference, the Manx Cat Cafe.
And I caught up with some of the people at the end of an orienteering walk up Ballath Plantation. Well, quite a bit, Kirree, to get through. The snow's just about abated. There's a little bit twinges on the hills, but I'm sure that all the hill farmers, the sheep farmers, will be a little bit happier now that it hasn't lasted so long. And it doesn't sound like there was too much damage this time.
No, we were so lucky this time, Simon. It was a worry when it did come thick and fast. But no, like you say, there's a few little bits along the hedgerows up on the mountain still. But yeah, all is well. It's nice and mild now. And finally, a little bit of dry weather at the weekend has helped many farmers turn back out some of the sheep and lambs that they'd brought in for that fortnight.
Yeah, and the other thing that was mentioned to me as well, is sometimes it's not just the losses of the livestock, sometimes in these treacherous weather conditions, but it can be far more expensive at times when parts of fencing has been flattened and put down, isn't it?
Absolutely. Now the repairs for fencing, the cost of fence posts, fence wire, it is really, really expensive. And also the labour as well. You know, many farms have only a minimal amount of people working on them now. So finding the time to go and repair a lot of the damage that's caused by Mother Nature can take a long time. But like you say, Simon, having the stock inside, it's expensive. The input costs now, the feed and bedding is expensive. So to have that come in the middle of lambing time must have been a bit of a worry to some, but we're through the other side now.
Yes, posts. They're stobs over here, aren't they? Anyway, you've been to have a chat with a bit of a new venture for the island, is it?
Absolutely. The Manx Cat Cafe opened a couple of years ago now with Zoe Grundy at the helm with her family working alongside her. And I popped along on Saturday to see how it all began. Well, here we are back at the Manx Cat Cafe with Zoe. Now, Zoe, a couple of years ago, I came when you were just opening and it just looks super as it did that day.
Thank you very much. That's brilliant. Yeah, we've been open, we opened at the end of May, so it'll be 2 years at the end of May this year. It's going okay so far. Obviously, it's been a bit difficult. The winter tends to be quieter than the summer. So in the summer, we have lots of visitors from the UK. So we've got an atlas on the board there. So all the little stars we put on in the different countries where people have travelled from.
My word, and that is very global, you know, as far as the Philippines, Japan, oh my word, Peru, North America, Canada. That's amazing, Zoe.
So yeah, we have lots of visitors during the summer, but the winter tends to be quiet. We tend to close over Christmas and New Year, obviously because Christmas coming up, but I think it's a bit difficult as well. I mean, not just for us, but I think for a lot of businesses with the obviously economy, you know, cost of living going up. Yeah. You know, I think it's quite difficult, but we're plodding along. So yeah, we're making even, so to speak. So yeah, we're so okay so far.
Well, that is it. And like the reason behind opening the cafe originally, we've got beautiful Manx cats pottering about in here, Zoe, and it is a really calm nature and calm atmosphere. And is the idea behind why you opened still the same ethos?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we always said that we wanted somewhere where people can go and just chill out, you know, even get out of the office for an hour, get away from the humdrum of life and just come and sit and relax. And obviously pets are renowned for helping you relax. So yeah, we don't have loud music. We just have a nice quiet environment with the cats. People just come and sit, and we've had quite a few customers actually have a cat nap, so to speak, while they've been in here. And we have had people say that obviously they've appreciated the fact that it's somewhere they can just get away from life for a wee while and just chill out.
And like you say, you know, that chill out away from the humdrum of life. The award the accreditation you've just been awarded at the minute, health and wellness. Now that is something we're seeing right across the island at the minute. You know, people are struggling with mental health, and coming to animal therapy like this must definitely help.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think obviously mental health is I think in the last couple of years since COVID particularly, people are a lot more aware of it. That was one of our aims anyway. But yeah, it's definitely, we do have people that come to us that have anxiety, autism, ADHD, things like that. So they do come here because they know they can just chill out and basically play with the cat for half an hour. And like you say, just come somewhere that it's nice and quiet and they can just get away from everything.
Absolutely. And now we've got a lovely cat just running under our table here, Zoe, a long-haired Manx cat. Now, talking of Manx cats, they are quite rare.
I think, yeah, numbers have declined. I think a lot of Manx cats that you find on the island are from farms, small holdings, livery yards, things like that. I mean, we do have a lot of visitors that come over and they've said to us that they've not seen a Manx cat, and that's obviously another of the reasons we set up here. I think some visitors who maybe have never been before think that they're going to come over and the streets are just going to be full and then you can just walk anywhere and there'll be a Manx cat. So I think from that point of view, I think the numbers have dropped a lot from say, 30, 40 years ago. Yeah.
And I did read an article, I think it was actually through your group that you have on social media, Zoe, the Manx Cat Cafe page, where they said at Knockalo, at the farm, about 60 years ago, they did try and breed the Manx cat to preserve it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And obviously there used to be the, up in Nobles Park there, there used to be a place up there where they were sort of preserving and had a breeding programme there as well. And obviously that closed down. So I don't think there's any, that I'm aware of anyway, I don't think there's any sort of official breeding programme as such, apart from like myself and people that are breeding them, pet breeders maybe. And like you say, I think the farming population is keeping the breed alive essentially, because a lot of the farmers have them for vermin control because they're very good hunters. And I think if that wasn't in the background, I think there would be the numbers would be even lower, I think.
Is it because people don't want to keep the style of cat that they are? Are they different from your traditional sort of street cat?
I wouldn't say they're different. I mean, obviously personality-wise, they're quite dog-like. They're very loyal. Manx cats tend to be quite clannish, so they like to be in groups. I don't know. I mean, I think possibly a lot of people are going for your more designer breeds now. I mean, obviously Maine Coons are very popular. Persians, you've got all those breeds out there, and I just think they're more popular. They're in fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and you see that across dogs. At Crufts at the weekend, we saw there was a lot more different types of breeds, bigger classes in the show rings as well. But Zoe, I know that you have some of your genetics around the world. America have a few Manx cats now as well.
Yeah, there's. We sent a couple of cats to Alaska, lady in Washington. She took one, and recently I sent some to Amsterdam. So went to Amsterdam to Manx cat breeders over there.
Oh, lovely.
So, because I think a lot of the Australian, Europe, American lines, they've been diluted over the years. They've been crossbred to Persians to make them longer haired and things like that. So the genetics have been a bit diluted, and a lot of people have come to me to get the original gene pool back in.
Absolutely, yeah.
Some have gone. They've all gone to Manx cat breeders to put into their own breeding programme, and then a few breeders in the UK as well have taken cats from the island to get their gene pool back as well. So.
And it's lovely that you're able to record that and keep up the relationship with them to see how they're thriving and doing. There's a lovely ginger cat here just on the chair beside us now, jumped across the table. Little short tail, Zoe, a stumpy, or are they all different?
They're all different. Basically, you get your rumpy, which is your classic no tail. They're the ones you tend to see on the the old postcards.
Oh yeah.
Anything that you can see that's not a full tail is classed as a stump, but you can get different lengths, so you can get quite short.
Were they born like that? That was how they were born.
Absolutely, yeah. And then you can get a tailed Manx as well, so you can get Manx cat with a full tail.
Oh my word! So you might not be able to tell the difference out there in the countryside if it is actually a traditional Manx cat because of the tail.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. A lot of people are surprised, even locals as well, that you can get a tailed Manx, because obviously they just assume every Manx cat has no tail at all.
This is it, and they are a talking point, and they are absolutely beautiful. And in here, Zoe, how do you manage? You've obviously got ornaments, you've got table lamps, table decorations, cups and saucers. They don't knock them all over.
Very rarely, to be honest. Occasionally they'll knock things over, but we tend to have things that are less breakable, shall we say. But they've got plenty of toys, and they've got the cat trees, and we've got play wands and things, so the customers and ourselves can keep them entertained. So to be honest, they're they're not really that bothered with the decorations. So
And are these all your own cats?
yes, they are.
They are. My word. Oh, we have a cat trying to get inside the litter bin. He's having a great time.
And here's me saying she doesn't bother with the decorations.
Oh, absolutely lovely. But like you say, Zoe, your customers get so much from it. How do new customers get involved or even find you? It's a lovely little place in the back here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not obviously in the main street, so it's not something that people are walking past. So most people find us via our Facebook page and group. We've got a website which has got loads of information on there, not just about the business, but about Manx cats in general and the history of. And then we've got flyers out in like the hotels and the sea terminal and whatnot as well. So it has a bit of information on there and the opening times and whatnot.
And like you say, your information that you do have on your group, Zoe, at the minute, plants in the garden. I didn't realise how many plants could be quite poisonous to cats, and just the general looking after of cats.
Yeah, there's more plants than what you think. I mean, the big ones, particularly for cats, are lilies, because the pollen, it's on the stamen. That's the toxic bit. So if they get it on their coat and then they lick it off,
And
it can
lilies
be
are
quite
so
deadly,
popular, aren't they?
particularly this time of year as well, coming up to Mother's Day, obviously
Yeah,
tomorrow,
be very careful.
and Easter. But, I mean, there's really good websites online that'll give you a list of plants. So if you're not sure about, obviously, if a certain flower or a plant is maybe toxic, then just make sure you look it up, or just keep the cats away from them. But lilies is the big one, definitely.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I just noticed the little Stumpy's running along the sofa there. She's Ginger.
Mm-hmm.
The one that was climbing in the little rubbish bin is a black. Now, do they all come in different colours, the Manx cats? Because I always thought they were just traditionally black.
No, we can get any colour, basically. So we've got blacks, reds, greys, we've got a tortoise shell, we've got a black and white. The only colour that you tend not to get is the colour points. So, you know, the Oriental Siamese colours.
I see.
You don't tend to get them in Manx. You can get them if you outbreed them to an Oriental, but it's the only colour that's not recognised officially in the breed.
I see. So what, back many years ago, clearly these cats are a few years old now. What got you interested in the Manx cat? Because you're obviously not from the Isle of Man.
No, I'm from Lancashire originally, but I've been here for over 30 years. And
Nice.
being an animal lover anyway, I just fell in love with Manx cats when I came here. And then obviously as years went on and we were a bit more established, we started I got my own first Manx cat, and then we started obviously doing our own breeding programme. But yeah, absolutely loved them. Just love the temperament. I just love the way they look.
They're absolutely stunning. They really are. And if anybody wants to keep a Manx cat, Zoe, could you recommend or get in touch with link people up to try and maybe purchase a cat or get involved with a group of raising them?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably the best place to start, if you want one locally, would be just to go on like social groups, Manx.net. Places like that. Obviously, they've got people advertising. There'd be pet breeders. But officially, there's an organisation called the GCCF, which is like the cat version of the Kennel Club.
Oh, lovely, yeah.
So that's who I'm registered with. So they make sure all my cats are health screened, blood tested, registered officially. And they have a list of breeders, not just Manxes, but all breeds. They have a list of breeders that are on there as well. So that's obviously somewhere else you could go to have a look.
And that would be a really good starting point, because the knowledge that these breeders have, decades of looking after and nurturing and raising cats, that's where you want the information from, I suppose, really.
Yeah, definitely. If you're going to have a look, then definitely go to a reputable breeder. There's so much information online now, and obviously in this day and age of being scammed, I have heard of people that have been scammed out of deposits for animals, and then it's fallen through, and so it just make sure you do your research, regardless of what breed you go for. Make sure you do all your research first.
And looking behind us, Zoe, we've got a lovely little cafeteria area, fresh cakes, lots of coffee. Now that's always a favourite.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Nothing better than coffee and cake and cats.
This is it, exactly. Brilliant. Well, anyway, I'll let people get in touch. Facebook mostly, or just call in?
Facebook or website, yeah. I mean, we do take walk-ins. Obviously, it's not very big, so we prefer bookings, so then you're guaranteed a table. But we do, obviously, if we're quiet, walk-ins, absolutely welcome. But yeah, go through our website or through Facebook.
There we go. That was Zoe Grundy from the Manx Cat Cafe.
It's just relaxed me thinking about people being able to go there who may not be allowed pets at their own place and things like that, to give them a stroke.
This is it, absolutely. Yeah. And lots of, like you say, landlords don't allow pets. And it's just so nice, so relaxing in the cafe. And Zoe, ably helped by her parents there and her partner Kev, just so relaxing, lovely ginger Manx cat. It's so rare to see the Manx cats now. Like Zoe says, they're maybe not the most fashionable breed, but just lovely if you want to go and have 5 minutes out. Absolutely recommend it.
Great therapy, yes. The power of the pussy, Kirree. You're listening to Countryside here on Manx Radio with Kirree Kermode and myself, Simon Clark. Well, have you ever been on Orienteering, Kirree?
I haven't, but I hear Duke of Edinburgh students and many young people do really enjoy the adventures out into the countryside.
Yeah, of course, there's various scales of it, from climbing quite big mountains and big long weekend walks where you've got to use compasses and maps to find your way around from A to B. But the Isle of Man Orienteering Club, they hold several events around the Isle of Man, and one of them last weekend was up Ballaugh Plantation. It was new to some of the people who go on the orienteering events, and I caught up with them at the end, as well as William Higgins, the Isle of Man Development Officer for the Orienteering Club. Well, a couple of people have been on the orienteering trip up Ballaugh Glen. How was it today?
Oh, it's good. Yes, it's not somewhere I've been much, so it sends you places you wouldn't normally go and see different areas. Yeah, it's good.
Now, it's not your first time doing orienteering, but your good lady that's with you, it's that first time?
Yes, it is. It was a free weekend, and saw advertisement to introduce to see whether it's something that other people might like as well.
So, what did you think of the terrain around here? It doesn't look very flat.
No, it definitely has elevation around, and it's a good. This one will lead you in a sensible circuit around. If you were on your own, you may find yourself going uphill, downhill, too much. So, yes, it's a good course.
And what about? You said you've done it before, but is it on island or off the island you've done it?
It's on island a couple the other year. It's one in Tholtiwell and Archalligan previously. Yeah.
And has it always been good weather for you? I mean, it's hit and miss, but I mean, you're not been stuck out in the mist where you're not sure which direction to go.
No, no, the mist has not been a problem. The maps are very good, and it's not. That's very good to find your way around. That's not the challenge, is more the distance and where you can get to.
What about the map reading itself? I mean, was it easy enough to follow them? I mean, how do you start, and how do you get on, and how do you know where the finish is?
Oh, start and finish are the same. This one was an open-ended time limit, so that's good. You don't have to cut yourself short and
didn't break
back
into a sprint.
No. You can just take a time. You have a reasonable amount of time to get there and back again, and just take the course as you see it.
So the maps, I mean, if it does rain, I mean, are they going to get all soggy?
You probably would. Maybe you need to memorise where you're going, and then only when you need to have a look at them.
But there's no phones needed with SatNav or GPS signals, no?
No, it's entirely back to paper and your own skills in reading them to work out where you are. It's maybe a skill being lost.
And how many checkpoints was there on today's one?
This one, I think we had about 25 or 30.
Really?
Yes.
Didn't miss any?
Nope. No, it's got round them all in time. Well.
So I'm talking to
Harry Pitts.
And you've just caught you at the end here, so sorry for getting you a little bit breathless. How have you found it today?
Oh yeah, pretty good. Some lovely views on the way around, and just nice to get out and see a part of the island you've never seen before.
Right, so you've never been up Ballaugh Glen here then?
No. First time.
Yeah. Have you been on the orienteering trails before though?
Yeah, I've done a few of them last year.
And how does this one compare? Nice and flat?
Absolutely not. No.
But what about you seem to be doing it on your own today. Is it a little bit tricky, or is it not too bad when you find your checkpoint and then you're heading off to the right one, hopefully?
Yeah, it's not too bad with these marked trails. They're usually in quite obvious positions, I guess.
Yeah. And you'll be ready for another one in a few weeks then?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well done. You've completed it anyway. Well done.
Cheers.
So this looks like the youngest competitor of the day. What's your name?
Samuel.
How have you got on today?
Good.
Yeah. Was it tough?
Not really.
No? And who were you competing with today? Were you just sort of running on your own map?
Beating Mum, hopefully.
All right. Oh, that's always a competition in the family, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And who normally wins?
Me.
Oh, well, you've got youth on your side, I suppose, haven't you? But I mean, how many have you done then? Are you experienced in this now?
Pretty much.
Yeah? What age are you?
11.
Right. And you've done quite a lot of them at different parts of the island?
Yeah.
What about a Balaf here? Have you done here before?
No, this is a new one.
Right. And how did you find this one?
Quite easy.
Yeah? Some nice scenery and
Yeah.
get past the lakes?
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you get to the top of the hill?
Yeah.
What could you see from there? Did you know what you were looking at?
You could see the old airport at Kirree.
Yeah? And the church?
Yeah.
What about the weather today? Was it soggy under the foot?
In some parts.
Yeah. Not worrier though? You've been hiding in the car since the rain started, I noticed.
Yeah.
Trying to get the hair wet. So do you help out as well, or just do the events?
Just do the events, but sometimes I help.
Yeah. And nobody of your age that's doing them as well?
Not often.
Right. And Jill, you've had two hats on today. You helped register everyone at the start, and you got off your backside and did it yourself.
I did, yes. So I help register and get people sorted out at the start, give some advice if I need to, and then always try and get out and get a bit of exercise myself too.
And what about this area at Balaf Glen Plantation here? Is it an area that's familiar to you?
No, I've walked the Green Road through a few times, but it was really nice to get out and see and go up and over different parts that I'd never seen before, and just to get the views. It was lovely because the sun was shining a while ago.
Well, the routes that was taken today, that took you up to the top of the hills, and we're talking to the young fella there, and he said you could see the old airfield at Kirree, so you get up to a good height, and it's a views that you don't see very often when you're driving, isn't it?
Very much so, and it didn't take long to get up there because it's quite steep in places. You get up really high dead quick, so that was good to see. Nice.
Yeah, and it's a popular place for dog walkers and everyone up here as well. So, I mean, do people ever bring their pets with them when they're doing this?
Yeah, we've had a few families have come, obviously with young children at different events, and they come with dogs as well. And I was surprised actually there was no mountain bikers out today, because I was expecting to meet a few, but I didn't today. So.
Yeah, and how often do you get on the events whenever you can, or do you help organise them all?
I'm usually around on most events,
Yeah.
and I've usually done all of them, apart from when I was a bit injured earlier last year. But
Not during an event, was it?
No, it was before, luckily. No, we've done most of them, but it's good to get out and do them, but I don't mind helping out. And checking
What
things
about
too.
holidays off island? Do you ever sort of get involved with them then, or do you keep it local?
We used to quite a lot when we lived in England. And sometimes we've been away and we've done different ones, or if there's permanent courses we've gone out and had a good look round too. It's just different ways of seeing different places.
Yeah, and
Just
it
literally-
makes it go quicker, I suppose, and less laborious for people who may not walk as often as maybe they should. It's something to take their mind off it.
It does, and it certainly helps. We found having with Samuel that if he's got something to go to, he runs to the next point, and then suddenly he's done a big walk and he hasn't realised it because he's been wanting to get to the next point on the map, and so it's helped that way.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the event and look forward to the next one.
That's all right. Thank you very much.
William Higgins, and I'm the Development Officer for Isle of Man Orienteering Club.
Well, William, we've got everything packed away now. It's the event's finished for the day. The rain's just come in time
Just the
when
right
everyone
time.
finished.
Yes, yes, we've had a good day. Not too many people today, but again, new area. So there's so this new forest. So there's map for orienteering, We've got permanent markers placed out everywhere now in the forest, and we've got different courses of different lengths. So some people today tried different courses, short ones about 3 or 4 kilometres long, and then 1 or 2 people tried the more challenging ones that were sort of heading towards 6 and 7 kilometres. So I've had a good day, so we've had. And in the future really is, we're going to the next ones, it's down to Silverdale. We've got the next event down in Silverdale. Same thing, launch new markers, new map for it. And we had a really good event we had down at Bradhead in February when there were about 80 people turned up to that.
Really?
So there was.
Yeah. And just for people who may not know too much about it, I mean, some might be scared to come because they may not be able to read a map and compass and get all sorts of things out, or read 73 degrees north, 20 minutes south and things. But it's not quite like that at the moment.
No.
At this level,
no,
is it?
at this level, for people to come along and print the map off, it's just a case of using the trails and paths and tracks, and the markers are marked in the map fairly clear, and it's quite easy to sort of navigate to these places. If you want more challenging things, then you can make you can work towards that so you can in the future, so you can.
Yeah.
And then when we do some other events, then people can come along and use the flags and punches, so we can. So Easter Monday will be that, will be flags and punches.
So the ones when you've got your map, I mean, is it showing you which trail to take, or is there only one? Normally?
Well, that's the permanent marker courses have got a trail where you could sort of follow like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and again that allows you to sort of options sometimes to go from one path or another way to it. It's a bit like the question is, how do you get to somewhere in an island? And they say, well, if you go that road, you can take that long, or if you go that way, it'll take you that long. So there's an opportunity sometimes to navigate in different directions to get to the marker as well.
What about when they come back? I mean, how do you know if they've been to the marker?
Well, we've got an answer sheet here, and they can tick off their answers so they can when they come back. And it's the same if they print one off at home. The answer sheets will be available for people to do that as well.
Right. More information then, William, on it?
Well, if you look on the Isle of Man Orienteering website, we've got all the dates for the next events, and then eventually we'll put all the permanent marker courses on that as well. Facebook page has got information as well for different events at different times.
Well, we spoke to some of the people who have done it today, and they've come back really enjoying it and saying that it's nice. Who don't realise we've walked 4 or 5 kilometres because we've got something to do on the way.
Yeah, we find that's certainly quite an interesting thing for families, where they like to get the children out, and again that allows them to sort of go for a walk, and there's a purpose to the walk. And we find that has always been enjoyable for families when they come along to events.
Yeah, and just mention the next one again.
So the next one we've got at Silverdale on the 1st of April, and that'll be launching a new permanent marker course. And then Easter Monday we've got the flag event at Archaligan Plantation.
Well, we'll look forward to it. It's good to speak to you again.
And you, thank you. And time to get out of the rain.
Well, there we are. William Higgins, the Development Officer for the Isle of Man Orienteering Club, and in amongst that, some of the people taking part in the event as well and enjoying their relaxing Saturday afternoon. And I think I was the only one that got wet standing out in the rain when they'd all finished. But it's very good, it's simple enough, and it's great that they're developing around different parts of the island now, putting up the signs and and having maps for each area so people can join in. And it's a great way, as we were talking about, to have a walk, and it takes the mind off it. You're walking without realising because you're thinking of other things.
That is so lovely. The Isle of Man can cater for that. At the weekends, it's such a safe place to go. And like you say, you can't really get lost over here, but just taking your mind away from the humdrum of busy life, isn't it? And our beautiful countryside, it's just stunning, and especially secret areas where you've never been before.
Yes, and it's quite nice. This programme's sort of all dedicated to quite nice, relaxing things to do on the island, isn't it?
I think we do have a raft of stuff on the island. It is a great place to live and to bring young people up. And what a great excuse to get out exploring with your family, your grannies, your grandchildren, whatever takes your fancy. There's walks for everybody, isn't it? And every ability.
Yeah. I've got GPS on the phone. Get it put away. It's the only answer to do with it. You've got a map and get on with it. Just a thing to mention, the Braid of Stedford, Kirree, obviously just a half-hour programme that's on at the Braid Hall. Well, anyone who knows, who have been to it will know that I'm telling a little porky there. But it had to be postponed because of the weather a few weeks ago. But the Braid of Stedford will take place this Saturday, the 25th of March, at the Braid Hall. The Grand Supper and some unique entertainment, as always, starts at 7:30.
I hope you got your violin ready.
The smallest one in the world, mine. That's it for this week. We're back next Tuesday with more from the countryside. So until then, from me, Simon Clark.
And me, Kirree Kermit.
See you next week. Bye-bye.